right. It's Thursday, December 10th at 8:30 a.m. and I'm calling to order the special called meeting of the Corbin Board of Commissioners with a roll call, please.
Pennington. Knuckles.
Here.
Hart.
Here.
Shepherd.
Here.
Rasmus.
Here. First on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the November 16th, 2020 regular meeting.
So moved. Second.
Pennington.
Yes.
Knuckles.
Yes.
Hart.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. I'm gonna skip over, that's okay, right? And go to, the next on the agenda, award the bid for Miller Park project and authorize Mayor Rasmus to sign any and all related documents.
We have received 3 bids. The first one was stream restoration, Corbin, $2,400,000. That was the actual bid. Omni Commercial of Lexington, $2,555,148 was where he made it comparable. The actual bid was $2,754,834. And Java LLC Lexington, $2,992,960 was a comparable bid. The actual bid was $3,066,600.
Anybody wanna, Harlan, you wanna speak into this?
It'd be my recommendation that we go with stream restoration specialists. Also, I'd just like to thank the mayor and the commission. This has been about a 1.5 year long process to get this going. I'd just like to say, this will be a great thing, not really for baseball only, but for the community with so much going on up there. Outdoor sports, a lot in the area. So, just thank you.
Did we get basketball put back in?
Basketball and pickleball. Rasmus pickleball court and Knuckles basketball court.
All right, well, I will entertain a motion to award this bid for stream, what was it? Restoration for,
Stream restoration.
exactly. Okay, somebody make that motion.
Second.
Knuckles.
Yes.
Hart.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Pennington. Rasmus.
Yes. All right, and then next is ordinance number 12, 2020, an ordinance approving a lease for the financing of Miller Park project, first reading.
I can't read the summary, correct? Okay. Summary of ordinance 12-2020, an ordinance approving a lease for the financing of a project providing for the payment and security of the lease, creating a sinking fund, and authorizing the execution of various documents related to such lease. It is hereby certified that the foregoing ordinance provides for approval of a lease with Kentucky Bond Corporation for financing certain public improvements and provides a general obligation pledge to assess sufficient taxes to comply with the obligations to pay lease payments. The full text of the section relating to the pledge to levy and assess the tax to pay the lease obligation is Section 2, General Obligation Pledge. Pursuant to the Constitution of the Commonwealth and Chapter 66 of the Kentucky Revised Statutes as amended, the General Obligation Statutes, the obligation of the lessee created by the lease shall be a full general obligation of the lessee, and for the prompt payment of the lease payments, the full faith, credit, and revenue of the lessee are hereby pledged. During the period the lease is outstanding, there shall be and there hereby is levied on all the taxable property in the lessee, in addition to all other taxes without limitation as to rate, a direct tax annually in the amount sufficient to pay the lease payments on the lease when and as due. It is being hereby found and determined that current tax rates are within all applicable limitations. Said tax shall be and is hereby ordered computed, certified, levied, and extended upon the tax duplicate and collected by the same officers in the same manner and at the same time that taxes for general purposes for each of said years are certified, extended, and collected. Said tax shall be placed before and in preference to all other items and for the full amount thereof, provided, however, that in each year, to the extent that the other taxes of the lessee are available for the payment of the lease payments and are appropriated for such purpose, the amount of such direct tax on all of the taxable property in the lessee shall be reduced by the amount of such other taxes so available and appropriated. There is hereby established, or it is acknowledged that there has heretofore been established with the lessee a sinking fund the sinking fund. The funds derived from said tax levy hereby required or other available taxes shall be placed in the sinking fund, and together with the interest collected on the same are irrevocably pledged for the payment of all bonds or obligations issued under the general obligation statutes and all tax-supported leases, as defined in general obligation statutes, including the lease herein authorized. When and as the same fall due, amounts shall be transferred from the sinking fund to the lessor at the times and in the amounts required by the lease. A complete copy of the ordinance may be reviewed at the office of the city clerk, City of Corbin, Kentucky.
It'd be my recommendation that we go with the 30-year bond.
Anybody have any questions for Marlon?
If we wanted to, I mean, that provides us flexibility, right? If we wanted to accelerate payments, we could, there's nothing we want to do for doing so.
The way I read it, there's nothing in there says you can. What do you think, Tom?
Read it. I didn't think so either, but I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something.
I've read it about 5 times and I didn't see anything in there where it said that. We have to have a second reading of this, so I can call them when we get done here and answer.
It seems big, you guys, so I can make sure on that, but yeah, I think the 30 years sounds like the way to go. It's my opinion.
That's all I have, Mike.
Set motion.
We can get that cleared up, but like you said, the first reading's fine, looks like about $125,000 a year.
Second.
Hart,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Pennington,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. All right, now we're gonna bounce back up to the memorandum of understanding with Baptist Health for the use of the Civic Center and the arena as alternate care sites, and authorize Mayor Rasmus to sign any and all related documents.
As you know, they sent us one that I reviewed and I suggested changes in it. It appears that they've made the changes that I wanted in there was to be canceled on publicity of the party. The other one, it went on forever, that's both parties agreed to cancel. The second thing was to require them to, have liability insurance coverage, and name the city for as an additional, insured. That was done. The only thing I see in what that I read, on the email was the last paragraph is inconsistent with the notice to cancel and terminate. And it can be changed very easily. I think that's just a mistake on the drafting part because it's inconsistent. The last paragraph is inconsistent with the termination of by 60 days advance notice. So I would recommend that the last paragraph on the document read, in terms of this MOU will into effect immediately upon signature by the authorized agents, representing the borrower or lender, and will remain in effect until unless this document is modified or terminated as set forth herein. And you would strike out or eliminated by mutual agreement in writing of both parties. That's inconsistent with saying that you have the right to terminate something. I would recommend that if you all approve it, that it be approved subject to that change being made in the MOU.
And I'll just kind of give a little bit of background for everybody on this. So if you remember last month, we signed an MOU with the coalition, right? So that is the state agency, that is a multi-county agency that kind of stepped a little bit ahead of Baptist Health. They have an agreement together anyway, but Baptist Health needs its own MOU because of Medicare reimbursement funding. So that's why, if we would have done Baptist first, we wouldn't have had to do the coalition, but we would have had one anyway. So does that all make sense? It's just, Baptist, I guess, for years has had this MOU with Grace on Hill and Emmanuel Baptist. Obviously, the arena is a much better location if we ever had an emergency situation where the hospital had to be evacuated, or in the case of COVID, it gets overrun. So, I would suspect that this is going to be something that they would like to do in perpetuity, but of course, this is all in the language that can be canceled with notice, so.
Yeah. The other question that I had was that we had, it's like having a house, you lease it to rent, then next month you turn around and lease it to market. You didn't have to keep it. But they clarified that with the fact that they've got an agreement among all those counties. And more importantly, that's why it's more important for us to have these cancellation clauses. You remember the one with the coalition's got a cancellation clause, and this one. So if there becomes a conflict, the city would have the discretion to cancel one or the other, or both.
And hopefully, this will never be needed. So, I just need a motion with said changes to be approved for signature, right, Bob?
I make a motion we accept the memorandum of understanding with the changes suggested by the city attorney.
Second.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Pennington, Knuckles,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes, and this being a special called meeting, we can't discuss anything else, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Same motion.
Second.
Pennington,
Yes.
Knuckles,
Yes.
Hart.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.